Hello everyone. So today for my 1 minute message, it's going to be longer and I'm going to be talking about Ascension energies, 3D, 4D, 5D, and then how it applies to our work when we do work in the world. So this has come up a couple of times with my clients and I wanted to, it's kind of something that's getting clearer for me as we're moving along. If you've been following along, sort of the last message I shared about was writing my content. And I have been in this very interesting sort of moving, swirling space about putting that together. And I've been feeling for what the truth is and why that's taking me, the time that it's taking me. And one of the things I'm coming to an awareness of is that the way that I access my information, my knowing, my connection to source, is different than what I'm accustomed to. And I guess I took the time to listen for that because it doesn't feel the same. And it feels a lot more like it's here, not here. And it's difficult to explain because this is all happening in energy, right? It's all happening through our perception. And my sense is that the reason this is the case is that we are moving through this high vibration time. So a much higher awakening time for a lot of people. We're moving through the ascension process of raising the vibration of the planet and raising everyone's vibration. So that's where 3D, 4D, and 5D comes in. And it feels to me that it's really relevant to get this piece of information out for everyone. But as we move towards 5D, which is where the planet is, which is this high vibration place, and those of us on the planet are raising our vibration. We're trying to come up to that place to be able to feel good in our bodies and feel good as we live here together now. And some of the discomfort that everyone's feeling right now is a function of how are we acclimating and consciously choosing to move in this place. So here's a really simple distinction between 3D, 4D, and 5D. Think of 3D as what we all know, right? So we all are fully aware of the physical world that we know, and sort of it's what you see is what you get. And it's also a mindset that is dealing with duality, but also scarcity, which means that there are only so many pieces of pie, and if I don't get my pie, then there's not going to be enough for me or for everyone else. So that's a good 3D kind of world. What I see is what I get. When you move into 4D, 4D is beginning to understand that there's more than what meets the eye, and it's a place where we're beginning to access intuition and trust that something's beyond what I actually see, and we begin to work with the sixth sense in some capacity. We begin to understand, we do feel duality, but we understand that there's more, and we begin to lean more towards compassion and love. And 5D is stepping into the place of really not seeing duality in the same way. We understand there's a myriad of possibilities. We also, from a 5D place, are feeling compassion and love for people who really aren't all the way there yet. We're also trusting much more so in our own truth and our own perception rather than what our senses are telling us, right? So 3D, 4D, 5D. And what I'm noticing with people who have businesses and are highly sensitive, highly empathic, highly intuitive, already doing soul type work or transformational work, is we're feeling kind of this wobble right now because of the time, right? I'm waving. Hey, Sonia, I'm acknowledging you. Thanks for watching. So we're feeling this wobble, but it is, it's coming from the shifts that are going on all around us. So we're highly empathic, we're highly intuitive, and we're feeling what's going on in the consciousness. And then we're trying to make sense of it, and our minds are not able to process that as well as we would like. So it's not as easy as processing, what am I going to eat today? We're trying to make sense of this moving energy. And so what I'm advising my clients to do is really to take the time to notice the difference between their awareness on their scale of 3D, 4D, and 5D. And where are you on that? And where are your clients on that scale? So it's a scale. We're not going to be in one place continually. Like we would have to be really, really, really connected to stay in 5D all the time. Some of us are probably getting pretty good at that because we've been working on this for 10, 15 years as we've been transitioning on the planet. But again, remember, we don't have an agreed upon language It's not like anyone's done it before, so it's not like we can go to the expert. We're all learning it as we go, okay? So think of the perspective of all physical world, physical plus intuitive, seeing the world as a oneness with compassion, love, and really stepping out of the place of duality. And then think of your work on that spectrum and look at where you're in service. So we have many, many people in service with people who are making the transition between 3 and 4D. So they're waking up, their intuition is getting turned on. We're dealing with how do you make it through that awakening process. We have a lot of people who are struggling in 4D because in 4D you'll slip back into 3D, and that can be really disorienting, highly emotional, and needing the reassurance that it's okay. What we're perceiving is all right. That's another place. And then we have the movement of 4D to 5D and really finding a refinement in that. So when you're doing your work with your clients, think about where you're supporting them and what do they need on that journey. And then what do you need to do to support them on that journey? How do you hold the energy that you're needing to hold so that you're not slipping off of your place? Like, we need to find a way, as we're inventing this, existing in 4D and moving to 5D, how do we begin to honor the place where they are and still support them? And again, as I ask this, how do we do this? My answer to you would be to be very, very clear in your own energy and give them the space to find their truth. Because a lot of what we've come to as we move from 4 to 5D is an awareness that it's our own inner truth that guides us, and it will always evolve and expand for us. It is going to be a natural evolution. As soon as you make the conscious choice to go from 3D to 4D or 4D to 5D, you're going to continue to expand, and you're going to continue to seek more compassion, more love, more awareness, more trust in yourself. It is going to be the way that it's going to happen, but how can we support ourselves and how can we support them? So this has been really, really relevant for me because I think that the journey, if you're paying attention to any of the astrology right now, we're coming up on eclipse season. There's a lot of stuff going on with planets right now that is going to really take us from this summer equinox all the way through the solstice. I'm going to counsel everybody who's watching, pay attention to this time. It's going to be a little bumpy, but if you can see it from the perspective of 3D, 4D, and 5D, I think you're going to be able to ground your energy better, and you're going to have a lot more compassion and more forgiveness, and also be able to ride the wave with greater ease. If you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments or message me, or if you want to have a conversation, I'm happy to do so. Thank you so much, people. We will be here tomorrow once more. Take care.